Network Entertainment.
Hi, I'm JB.
I'm Ella.
At ito ang Kwentong Callroom, powered by the Pod Network.
Ang layo mo!
Kaya nga eh.
Sige.
Ano kayang meron? Wow, mangmaangan. Ano kayang meron?
Bago ka pumunta dyan, Besh, may na-unearth ako.
Oh, ano?
Dito. Ito yung
Ano nakalagay?
informed consent form ng research ko.
Ng fellowship?
Oo, yes. Parang akala ko scratch paper tapos nag-flashback
Uy,
sa akin.
kinikip yan ha for ilang years.
Besh, hindi siya sinagutan.
Ay, hindi
Blank
ba
siya.
sinagutan?
Ano ba?
Okay.
Oh, yes, Besh, alam ko. Sorry po sa ating ating ethics board, ha? Okay. Pero na-unearth ko siya na part pa pala siya ng mga scratch paper ko. Tapos nag-flashback lang sa akin yung sorry, hindi kasi ako research person. So, hirap na hirap akong tapusin
May
yung
ibang
research na
nag-flashback
yun.
sa akin na may research.
Hoy! Huwag mong ibalik yan.
Ay, sorry.
Sige, pwede mo
Napag-usapan
ibalik.
naman natin sa isang episode yun.
Yeah, parang,
Kaya wag yung sa mga viewers, yung mga friends nyo, lalo na yung best friend nyo, wag nyo siguro gawing research
Hoy!
partners.
Ako, I would do it again.
Ha?
Ay, hindi yung away.
Okay. Hindi ba yung away? Okay.
Hindi yung away. Yung ano lang, parang feeling ko hindi ako makakapasa kung wala ka. Kahit ito, actually, pina-review ko sa'yo yun, di ba? Naalala mo yun?
It's giving TRB naman pala ako dyan.
Review mo, sabi mo, wag mo na to sabihin, kasi nasabi mo na to, ito, better kung ganyan. Advisor ka dyan. Yeah.
Hindi ako kasi, to be fair, gusto ko naman ng research.
Kaya magkaiba tayo ng, I guess iyon, magkaiba tayo ng wavelength in terms of research, which I realize is, parang siya, no? It's something that we're all told na dapat mahilig tayo mag-research, ganyan. Pero iba-iba tayo ng approach and iba-iba rin tayo ng understanding, appreciation of research.
At saka may mga ongoing debates, di ba? Kung
Really?
kailangan ba siyang isama. As in, pinag-iisipan ngayon ng PCP kung dapat ba siyang isama as requirement sa residency.
And a lot of societies din, parang nagiging, kasi it's often a requirement for graduation.
Or even in med school.
Yes,
parang
yes,
may mga ganong conversation sa atin na. Kasi parang hindi naman siya for everyone.
It's not for everyone, and kumbaga a lot of research tends to be made just for the requirement, di ba? And ang isang question nga sa mga debates is, does that really add to the fund of knowledge or to the skills of the student or the resident, di ba? Pero yon, it's a whole big thing na hindi alam ng marami na part ng med school, part ng residency, but there really are researchers in medicine, scientists in medicine, ayan. Kaya tayo may space for the Holy Spirit.
Tatlo yung mic.
Bongga! May tatlong elephant in the room, ganyan na. Kaya tayo magkahiwalay dito.
Totoo.
No? Okay, so may guest.
But before that,
Wait lang, may guest.
ay sorry, may guest. Tapos,
Pero before that,
we are kwentong
labo mo.
We are Kwentong Callroom
We're
Podcast.
best friends and doctors, and our goal is to demystify and humanize medicine. Sa mga nakikinig na since 2022 when we started this podcast, thank you for staying on. Thank you for listening, sharing. Thank you for commenting. Nag-top podcast tayo. Bongga.
In fairness, sa episode na yun, ang daming gusto mag-resign.
Yeah. And
Puro nakalagay, sign na to. Hala, bakit kami yung naging sign?
may nag-resign dahil sa atin.
Ayoko nga.
Diba?
At least one. na nag-message at nag-reach out na parang naghihintay daw siya ng sign, nakaprepare na yung letter niya, tapos pinasa niya na after niya makinig ng episode.
Dahil sa atin. Sa mga employer, I'm very sorry, pero maybe it's time to rethink your culture. Wow!
Ginaslight pa natin sila, pero...
Hindi, pero yun, salamat. Dahil yun sa inyo, nakikinig kayo. And I'm sure dahil nga, dahil sa pakikinig nyo, pagko-comment, may mga new listeners na nakakalapit dito.
At sa mga new listeners na sinabi mo nga, salamat at naklik nyo tong podcast na to,
Yes.
itong episode na to. Feeling ko interested kayo sa buhay ng mga researchers at lalo na, ano ba title nito? Hindi pa natin alam, no? Yung mga MD-PhDs. Kasi yun yung mga guests natin, di ba?
Yeah, they are on the track towards MD-PhD.
So baka naisip nyo, bakit dalawa yung doctoral degree nila? Wala ba silang magawa sa buhay? Bakit dalawa yung degree
And
nila?
possible pala yun. Na
Di ba?
Kasi you would think mostly ang doctor ay MD. Pero pwede din siyang PhD. Ito, kinumbine. Ganyan. So,
ayan, sa mga bagong listeners, So, makinig na kayo sa mga ibang episode kasi meron pang episode on specializations,
Yes.
resigning, quitting.
Love life.
Love life,
Mga
love life.
positive naman.
Oo. Ano yung in-order ng mga doktor kapag duty?
Yeah, mga
Diba?
katatawanan natin sa call room, ganyan.
Paano yung mga pronunciation?
Mga
ng
duty-duty,
words?
ganyan.
Oo.
Okay. And we also have guests from time to time, like
Yes.
today. Ayan.
Yes. Tawagin na natin sila.
Yes, tawagin. Enter.
Oo. Kayo nang
Enter.
bahala. Pasok na kung
Yes.
sinong mauna.
Basta dumating
sinong
kayo dito.
gitna, sinong ayan.
Arrange yourselves.
May
Group
color coding yung damit nila, di ba?
Ay, ang galing.
Parang pwede nga akong sumama eh.
Ha? Hindi, besh.
Ay, hindi ba? Magkaiba ba?
Hindi, mas neutral tones.
sige.
Yan.
Hello!
Hi!
Hello!
Welcome to the pod and thank you at sumama kayo sa amin today.
Yes.
Pakilala naman kayo sa ating studio audience. Oh.
Hi, I'm Timmy. I'm a physician scientist.
My name is Mark. I'm a physician scientist also.
And I'm Jay. Well, I'm also a physician scientist. We're from the MD-PhD program, as you've mentioned. So graduates na po kami. Actually, ngayon ko lang na-realize,
Yeah,
sabay-sabay
actually,
ba tayo
we
graduate?
graduated at the same
Sabay-sabay
year.
kami
No, no,
May
graduate.
batch.
Nauna siya. I mean, advance siya graduate. Stellar.
Wow, bongga. So, una sa lahat, thank you at nandito kayo. And yun nga, like we mentioned, they are graduates of the MD-PhD program. Na, yon, for those who don't know, there is such a thing as the MD-PhD program. But before that,
Meron tayong segment, hindi namin din-disclose.
Oh.
Nandito yung mga advisors niya. Sure, the rapid round. Wala pa wala siyang trauma.
actually, thesis defense pala to. Ay.
Oo, ito yung panel. Meron kaming tinatawag na rapid rounds na we ask
Okay.
questions answerable by the choices, yes or no. And in this case, na tatlo kayo, answerable by one of you. So, pwedeng yung sagot ay Timmy, pwedeng yung sagot ay Che. Pwedeng yung sagot ay
Okay.
Dahil first time ba na hindi pala.
Ninam,
Mag-rapid rounds na tatlo.
yes. Usually, one muna, and then
Or couple
isa.
sila.
Oo, yes,
Pero
mga
ngayon
ganyan.
tatlo.
Yeah. So, this should be fun.
Yes. So, pag ganun na lang ha, yung sequence. Isa-isa kayong sasagot. Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Okay. Timmy, MD or PhD?
PhD.
Mark, SR or Meta?
Well, that's very interesting. Probably Meta.
Okay. Quali or Quanti?
Quanti.
PubMed or Cochrane?
PubMed.
PubMed. True love or thriving career?
Thriving career.
Basic or clinical?
Basic.
Group ward work. Anong kukunin mong part? Ward work.
Sa word work?
History, PE,
Ah.
assessment,
Oh, hirap naman.
Magkukompile.
references.
Assessment.
Okay. Beach or bundok?
Beach.
Ano to? Anyone. Paunahan na lang. Pinaka-nerdy sa grupo.
Timmy.
Me.
Timmy.
Oh, I love that you own it. Tama yan.
Most likely to publish the fastest.
You.
Si Mark, kasi may ongoing work ka na.
Most likely to be reviewer 2.
Me.
Me.
Jet.
Hindi ako sa reviewer 2 na yun. Kung hindi ako doktor, siyempre hindi na yun sabay-sabay. Kung hindi ako doktor, ako ay blank.
Feeling ko toxicology, pero as in basic science na toxicology.
Oh, as in mga belladonna. Belladonna.
Yeah, yung undergrad, parang yun sana yung...
Okay. Ito, anyone ulit. Most likely to get drunk first.
Me.
Me. Ikaw ba?
Silang dalawa.
Okay. Most likely na manlilibre.
Si Mark, mamaya.
Oy!
Yes.
Sama. Okay. Sino na to? Sino nang next? Si Timmy na ba? Timmy, lab animal of choice.
Wala. I don't like animals.
Oh, okay. Mahal ko o mahal? So, ba't yung love life puro sa kanya? Mahal ko o mahal mo? Hindi ko sinadya. Mahal ko o mahal mo?
Mahal ko.
Oh.
Okay. Kung isa kang part ng research paper, alin ka at bakit?
Methods. Kasi I want to work.
Ay.
For reference.
References.
Methods.
Okay. Kung isa kang lab equipment, ano ka at bakit?
Vortex.
Explain.
Yun na yun. Yun na yun.
Isa-isa na to. Lahat kayo. Advice for future scientists. Mark muna.
Siguro you should know your motivation why you're doing science, because that your direction really depends on your motivation is. So you have to know from the very start why you're doing it.
Ako, don't be afraid to ask even the hardest questions. And sometimes yung hardest questions, yung feeling mo yung dumb questions. But, don't be afraid to ask questions.
I think don't be afraid to fail because when a lot of kids ask me parang paano yun pag mga nagfe-fail yung experiments ganyan. And I'm like, so what's wrong with failing? Actually, that's the learning part. It's not like med where parang pag nag-fail ka sa exam, ay hala, parang that's a bad thing. In PhD, it's actually pretty good when you fail. You learn more.
Ganda ng
closing
attitude. Oo nga. Okay na siguro.
Thank you for inviting us.
Okay, thank you.
na. Ang galing. Parang, you all seem so wise. Beyond your years.
Na para bang mga lolo na tayo, lola.
Kasi, ang galing na, well, they're much younger than us. Pero
Si Timmy, naalala ko,
Wow.
LU5 siya, ako yung monitor. Kausap ko
Yes,
siya.
naging resident ko po kayo pareho.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
kami din.
Yeah.
Sa'yo din.
Nakaka-pressure talaga. Parang, shocks, may mali ba akong nagawa? As in, ngayon, minsan, iniisip ko, na-judge kaya ako ng clerk or ng intern sa ginawa ko. Shocks. Kasi nang-judge ako dati. Ay! Hindi, pero, thank you for your answers. I think this is going to be a great conversation. I don't want to preempt it, but,
Yeah, exactly.
you're here. Pero, sige, let's backtrack a bit. Kasi, baka nagtataka yung iba. And for others, it might be the first time they're hearing it. Bakit nga ba may research in med school at all? I mean, why is it part? How is it part? Requirement? Yung iba, you obviously pursue the career as a physician scientist. So, what is this about the whole research thing in medicine? Anyone can start. Or sige, mamili ka, Besh.
Ikaw. Ikaw pa rin. Like, anyone can start. Sige lang, go.
Okay.
Kaya niyan.
Okay.
Mark is ready.
Okay. Siguro as lifelong learners, 'di ba, we're always parang ingrained sa med students that we're lifelong learners. So we're always seeking knowledge and information. And I think you will reach a time or a period where you're kind of like at the edge, parang pushing the edge of human knowledge. So it's I think it's like that in medicine, that you at some point you get to learn a lot about medicine, and you'll reach the edge of the human knowledge. And from that point, I think it has to be you have to be well equipped how to look for new knowledge and how to systematically do it. And I think one of our professors in biochemistry before told us that actually there will be a time where textbooks will be obsolete. Kasi
So, wag na bilhin.
Yung pala yung take mo.
Kasi by the time it's written in textbooks, it's already like old
Obsolete.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Like it's been around for like years and years, and for you to be like an innovator in medicine, you have to know how to look for new information, which is why research should be in medicine.
Which is so interesting because you would think with everything that's within our reach now, like the depth and breadth of knowledge right now, parang you would think we've known everything there is to know, but as all of you may agree, we're just at that edge. We don't even know why we're here. Philosophical.
There's still so many things that's not yet known in medicine, and I think you will reach it. It's very possible for you to reach that edge of human knowledge at any point. I mean, regardless of specialization, however we branch out in specialization, you will reach that edge. So it's either you learn all the information that's been around for quite a while, or you push that edge to be even wider,
Ganda. Hindi, kasi
Push na yan.
it gives a sort of adventure vibe eh. Kasi parang, alam mo yon, we'd see if pag na-cover mo na to, feeling mo, okay na ako. But that's not the exciting part. The
Marami
exciting
pang
part,
pwedeng i-unlock
and you find that out the longer you're in medicine.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because, syempre, kapag nagsisimula ka pa lang, pre-med, med school, you feel like, I'm such a fledgling, I don't know anything. And then, it's not that you become smarter, but you realize that the world isn't so smart pala. Not to discredit anyone, no. I mean, we've come a long way in terms of science, but it's just that there's so much we don't know yet.
Yeah.
To think that we're the most advanced species on the planet, ang dami-dami pa. Sige, ikaw, Timmy, parang may gusto ka idagdag. Your eyes were like, yeah.
Well, to answer the question, why is there research in medicine? If you think about it, everything that we have as doctors started out from research, whether it's formal research or not, whether it's a guy just cutting dead people kasi gusto niya ma-learn yung anatomy, that's a form of research. So, and diba, the only thing constant is change. So, if walang research sa medicine, then can you imagine yung gagawin nating gamot ngayon is still what they were using in the past? It has to keep moving, and that's its main purpose, I think.
You know what, ang isang naalala ko dyan is, I get asked a lot, what time period would you like to be if you had the choice? Now, we have antibiotics. We have
Imagine mo,
water.
mamamatay ka dahil sa cholera. Nagtae ka lang namatay ka na.
Kasi dati people wouldn't reach 30. And ngayon,
Diba?
Yeah.
we've come, as much as we don't know a lot, we've come a long way. And it's a really exciting time to be alive. And I guess the benefit of research is you get a front seat, or at least nasa Gen Ed ka. to all that knowledge, di ba? Parang kahit pa paano you're seeing things happening.
Parang nasa premiere night ka na unang makakakita dahil nasa front ka, di ba?
Yeah, and a lot of history happens that way, di ba? Parang ang dami nating parang sinashrug off ngayon. Like penicillin. Pero like dati, or TB. Dati yung TB, wala talaga siyang gamot. And people were just like, it's your yellow bile, it's your black bile,
diba?
ganyan. And then biglang
Mga
ngayon,
rumors.
may ano na, we were able to isolate the organism, we're able to diagnose it. I mean, it's such an exciting part, pero I think ang nawawala dahil nga nagiging requirement siya or nagiging part siya ng academic institutions, I think yung at least for me, parang nawawala yung curiosity, nawawala yung, okay, it's supposed to be fun. Kaya to require, kaya to sinasama sa curriculum, it's because it's supposed to make you excited about the world. Pero ang nangyayari nga, medyo mas nagsistruggle yung iba.
At saka di ba parang meron pa ngayon na uso na
Ano?
very proud pa siya na gumagawa siya ng research for other people.
Oh my God, I saw
Oh,
that.
wow.
Di ba? Yung
Yeah.
chinachat GPT niya or basta meron siyang
Oo,
pinagkakakitaan niya.
Shinare niya yung yung rates niya.
Oo,
sa
proud
TikTok.
pa siya, di ba?
Yeah, na parang kaya daw niyang gumawa ng pag chapter 1 to 3. Oh, talagang ngayon.
Oh my God.
Ikaw, would you like to add more to that?
Ako actually medyo related dun sa unang sinabi ni Mark na parang feeling ko biased yung perspective since yung program namin, first year kasi nag-PhD courses kami. So parang coming into medicine, reading the books, you realize that there's so many things that we still don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yung mga last sentence sa mga paragraph
Exactly.
na, it is unclear if this is beneficial.
Yeah,
Parang
yeah,
ganun,
yeah.
diba?
Oo.
Yun yung source ng mga
Obstetrics.
meta. Baka
Yes.
ano,
Oo.
sabihin niya, sa hospital na to, but it is unclear.
Hindi mo lang
yes.
sinabi.
Yeah.
Parang ganun.
So parang for me, going into medicine, I realized that na sobrang dami pa nating hindi alam. So that's why parang it actually motivated me to to ask the questions and like do the research. Actually yung PhD research ko was out of plain curiosity siya. As in I thought hindi ko naiintindihan kung bakit ganun yung pathophysiology. Akala ko hindi ko lang siya gets. Tapos message ko yung
Hindi rin nila gets.
yung yung
Mas gets mo.
consultant. Tapos sabi ko, sir, bakit ano ba yung pathophysiology behind this? Tapos sabi niya, hindi natin alam. So, like things like that. So parang, and we see that in the books kasi, di ba? So parang you get to ask yung mga questions na hindi pa iniisip ng ibang people. So, and I think yun yung fun part of research, supposedly, na you get the information na parang wala pang may alam
For the first time.
So
Kaling may adventure element ulit siya. So, the three of you were interested in research before med school. Would you say so?
No.
Really?
No.
Sige, siguro.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
so.
ako
Ever
din.
since.
Oo.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Oo. So bakit ka napunta, segue na to dun sa program ninyo na MD-PhD?
Pressure naman ako.
So bakit mo
No, we like those answers. We like answers that stand
Diversity.
out.
And I already told this to them before, but it was really kind of on a whim. Kasi yung MD-PhD, yes, the MD-PhD program po kasi, di ba, well, for those who don't know, it's a scholarship program. So it comes with a stipend, and that's what attracted me. I was like, uy, may pa-monies.
Uy, honestly talaga, yung mga classmates ko na MD-PhD, parang gitnang-gita ko sa kanila, parang, hala, may pera sila.
Consider ko din siya
Oo.
before. Although, hindi ko siya nakita dun sa application form.
Talaga?
For some reason, hindi ko siya nakita. Pero, ambisyoso ko nung after college eh. Ang nakita kong dual degree ay sa NUS. May MD-PhD nun sa NUS eh. Tapos di ko alam na meron pala sa atin. Tapos parang nung nakita ko, parang kaya ko din naman siguro yan.
Yes.
Ayun. So, pero tapos na. I mean, start na tayo ng LU3 nun eh.
So going back, would you have checked that box?
Probably.
Oh, really?
Wow.
What if?
What if?
What if,
A
indeed.
thought guy, yes. So, you weren't deterred by, for orienting the others, it takes a while, no? Yung program, it takes a longer while than med school lang, no? Hindi ka na doon, hindi ka na, ay, ang tagal, ganyan.
Actually, yun nga sabi nila may nerd. Ang hobby ko talaga mag-aral. So sabi ko, more time to study and I get paid.
Pero, I get you. Parang ako dati, I realized, late na to, pero na-realize ko, I really like school pala. Like, I like being in the classroom. I like raising my hand. Tapos, pag tinawag ka ng teacher, tapos tama ka, parang, ay, shucks, ganyan.
Hindi mo sinabihan ka ng correct. Tapos yung mga sunod na statements, hindi mo na narinig. Kasi,
Okay na ako. Hindi na naman sumagot. Hindi, pero, yeah, gets naman. Parang, there's also a part of you, especially kapag start ka pala ng med school, parang, okay, di pa ako ready mag-adult. So, ito, dito muna ako. Ganyan. Okay, okay.
pero can you give out overview? Ano ba yung MD-PhD program ninyo?
Ikaw, go.
So, yung MD-PhD program, it's an 8-year program.
Okay.
So, sabi ni Timmy, may scholarship siya. So, it's a joint offering siya ng UP Manila, so specifically College of Medicine, and also the Department of Science and Technology. So, yung deal is the program would be administered by UP Manila, and then the funding will be from DOST. So yung funding is actually may stipends, and then we also get parang a reserve money for our research. So meron kaming first year research, and then meron kaming yung final na dissertation research, which is yung requirement to finish the PhD in the last 2 years. So yung format is 8 years. So yung first year namin, so kailangan mo nang pumasa sa UPCM, sa
Okay.
College of Med.
So, parang med school entry mo na.
oo.
Okay.
So, you join the class, parang you get, parang nasa list ka nung class. Pero yung first year, hindi ka muna papasok ng medicine. So, yung first year namin are PhD courses. So, yung whole year, tapos meron kayong deliverable na research that is also funded by DOST for your first year. And then, yung second year namin technically, we joined the following year's med school class. So, for example, kami ni Mark, class of 2020 talaga kami pumasa. Pero we joined the class of 2021 the following year. And then, yun. So, 5 years of med school, parang some of us choose na putulin siya. So, parang you can leave in between clerkship and internship. Tapos, you can do your dissertation first and then come back. Or pwede rin nasa dulo yung dissertation. So, 8 years yung funded. And then you graduate with an MD and a PhD na dual degree. So, hindi siya ladderized. So,
Hindi pwedeng,
Hindi pwedeng isa lang.
tsaka hindi pwedeng, I decide,
Ay, MD na lang.
or PhD na lang, ganyan. Hindi pwede, ganyan.
ay, yung
May gumawa ba?
MD na lang, pwede.
Really?
Parang pwede,
Okay.
well, magko-quit ka technically dun sa, and since it's funded, so may contract siya at the
Babayaran.
beginning, so magsa-sign and everything. So it's very binding. So at an early age, you're signing a contract. Tapos, pero yung PhD lang, I don't think
That's interesting.
siya.
Has not happened.
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
Na parang, ay, gusto ko na lang yung PhD.
Like, what if after that first year, med school isn't for me? Ganyan. Parang technically, kasi di ba the goal is to create researcher, scientists. So you're still gonna do it. pero baka hindi, no? Kasi may design yung program na specifically MD-PhDs.
Our PhD kasi is in molecular medicine. I think yung college doesn't have a
doesn't
PhD
have
in
a
molecular
PhD.
medicine.
Ah,
So, parang they
okay.
cannot grant a degree, I guess. Parang ganun.
Gets. Pero, balikan ko isa mong sinabi na about funding, no? Kasi ako, like, latter years of my life talaga, doon ko lang na gets na, oh my God, kailangan pala ng pera sa research. As in, tong paper na to, parang, grabe, kung wala ka palang funding, maubos pera mo. So, that's the importance of having, like, I guess the benefit of this program is it not only gives a scholarship, but it also helps you do this search for knowledge, this search for additional information, because it does take significant resources para gawin siya. And that's a problem everywhere, but more so in a country like ours na hirap, I guess. Tama ba yung term? Hirap. Oh, hirap in...
Or hindi pinaprioritize
Yes,
yung
or
research.
undervalued. Siguro,
Undersupported.
mga ganyan. Oo, underappreciated, ganyan. So, yeah. Okay.
Actually, it's been around for like years before DOST stepped in. Pero wala kasi silang enrollees because no funding.
MD-PhD ng
Yeah, yeah,
ay
yeah.
matagal na.
It's been I
okay.
mean, na institutionalized siya like way before the first batch.
It's been offered
Pero,
for a
ano,
Yeah, it's been
Pero
offered for a
walang
long time.
stipend.
Wala kasing DOST at that
So,
time.
nung nagka-stipend,
Yeah.
si Money Talks talaga. Ay, sorry. Like, let's be real. You wouldn't take 8 years
Yeah,
of that.
definitely. I mean, I wouldn't do it.
Kasi parang, like, syempre na-realize ko na lang to as a working girl. Parang, kapag biglang nagkasweldo ka, tara, intubate. Ganyan. Kasi parang,
Pag-moonlight, no?
Oo, kasi parang dun mo lang ma-realize na, okay, may enough motivation pala ako. So, kaya nga sabi ko, naingit ako sa mga batchmates ko na MD-PhD kasi may allowance. I mean, of course, it comes with a price naman talaga.
Oo.
But at least for your day-to-day life, it has you have something to go with, di ba?
Yung sabi mo, it comes with the price. Para alam din ng listeners, meron siyang return service.
Yeah.
Tama
Yes.
diba?
Sabi nga ni ano.
Oo, diba? Na 8
is
years
1
din.
is to 1.
1 is to 1.
1:1.
So 8 years.
So 8 times 1?
years.
So return service meaning
Anong
kailangan-
gagawin?
Anong gagawin?
So return service is you need to work within the Philippines. The good thing about the RSA of the return service agreement of MD-PhDs is it's not really very limited. So parang you can do
Anything.
as long as
Nandito ka.
you're practicing what's been taught in the program. Like you can be a professor, you can be a scientist, you can also practice medicine, specialize. So that's a good thing about it. But it's still binding kasi you have to work in the Philippines 8 years for 8 years.
So kunwari like wala kang gawin for a year, hindi pwede yun.
Ang batugan.
Parang sabi lang, you stay in the Philippines.
I think
Wala kang ginawa.
we declare
Yeah, you have to declare what you're
Declare
doing,
yung
if you've been
ginagawa
doing for the year.
Podcast.
may
I don't know if
tracker.
it will count.
Di ba yun?
Sana.
Kasi, it adds to the fund of knowledge.
Wow!
Anyway. So, tawag na wala to. Ikaw naman, why did you take up MD-PhD? Aside from a prior interest in research. Kung si Timmy, parang cool to. Ikaw, what was your motivations?
For me, probably kasi I wasn't really parang very decided to go into medicine. But it's like I graduated BS biology, so probably like 90% of the batch goes to medicine.
Okay.
So it's like a default track, no. So it's like an automatic na by the time you graduate biology, you'll do medicine. And for me, parang okay, for the lack of other options, I'll probably do medicine. But then I wasn't really very 100% into it. But there was this program that offers both PhD, which I also like kasi I did research on molecular biology when I was in undergrad, and I really liked it. I really liked how you kind of like dissect the mechanisms, how things work in life, in the like tiniest bits of life. So I was so interested in that, and I told myself parang, okay, sige, I'll do this just in case I end up not liking or not enjoying medicine. Yeah.
Pinrollback ang PhD.
Hindi ako decided. Let's do both.
Yeah, it's like kind of like that.
both.
Na parang sige, let's do both na lang kasi if since hindi naman ako super decided to do medicine, then at least if I end up not practicing medicine, at least I have an option to go to. So And yeah, that's what really happened. Actually. So yeah.
In fairness, parang alam mo yon, we tend to think of life plans as naplano ko to ever since, 'di ba? Pero parang a lot of what happens in our life is on a whim or para may magawa ako ngayon, 'di ba? Hindi siya talaga parang like, alam mo yung Hermione Granger thing na in 5 years ganito na ako.
Yeah.
By year 1 ganito na ako, ganyan. Pero sometimes we're all just trying to figure out where to go. And I guess the message of this is if research is something that interests you, this is an option, di ba? I see that you're all pretty curious people. As in, parang hindi kayo natatapos sa, or at least more than most people, hindi nyo kayang tanggapin lang na ito yung information. Parang, you can't like just, sige, sabi niya eh, di ba? Parang, like ikaw,
Very skeptical.
di ba? Nagtanong ka pa sa consultant na anong pathophysiology nito? Tapos di rin pala niya alam, di ba? And it just goes to show that we are really, we're humans. We don't know, di ba? And I think, ang nakikita, talagang,
Inanalis mo sila lahat, no? Libreng therapy session pa rin. Go!
You're so comfortable with not knowing. I love it. As in, you're so comfortable with, di ko alam, you're comfortable with feeling, you're comfortable with just accepting that ito yung limitations ng knowledge ngayon. And we can work towards pushing it further, pero I mean, it's not going to take me lang. Hindi ako, diba? Hindi ka savior eh. Another thing about research, kasi kunwari, si Fleming, we know Fleming because of penicillin. But before makarating si Fleming sa penicillin, other things had to happen before that para makarating siya sa penicillin. And a lot of the innovations right now are hardly from one person lang. Besh, nagpa-check up ka na ba?
Hindi pa. Eh, nasa tarentahin, no? Ang dami nating nararamdaman na ngayon.
Eh, ang mahal magkasakit sa Pilipinas, alam mo ba, 59% ng Pilipino, walang private medical insurance.
Yes, and kung maaagapan yung mga sakit-sakit na yun, mas mapiprevent pa, di ba?
Kaya alam mo, dapat talaga nag-invest sa health.
Bukod sa diet and exercise, importante na meron tayong health insurance.
Kaso, Besh, magkano naman naabutin yan?
Ay, yung critical illness plan ng AXA Health Start, sobrang affordable. If you're age 26 to 30 years old, 149 a month lang siya. Or roughly, 50 pesos a day. Meron ka ng reliable health insurance.
Totoo ba? Eh, mas mahal pa yung iced coffee ko kanina.
Yes! Tapos up to 1 million yung coverage ng top 3 critical illnesses.
Ano yon?
Cancer, heart attack, and stroke. At hindi lang yon, meron ka pang life insurance protection and return of premium benefits. So parang may savings ka na rin.
Bongga niyan ha. Definitely dyan, magkakaroon ka ng peace of mind.
Kaya doktor man o pasyente, mas maganda ng handa kaysa yung bahala na.
Tama. Kaya ngayon pa lang, be protected and secure your future.
Start your health journey with AXA Health Start.
And so, baka yung iba na pressure kasi doon na I'm not someone as great as Einstein or I'm not someone as great as bigay ka ng someone.
Marie Curie.
Ay, ba?
Favorite ko siya yun.
Parang, I'm not that person. You don't have to be. Diba? Ikaw, ikaw naman.
None of us are.
Ikaw, what's your story?
Ako, so I knew the MD-PhD program through graduates ng UPLB also, same program na nag-MD-PhD din. So parang, I think 3rd year, 4th year ako, alam ko na yung program. Tapos, I was also doing my thesis during that time. Tapos, gusto ko talaga mag-research. Like, masaya ako nung thesis ko no undergrad. Tapos, yung thesis ko, NVI siya, pero may implications kasi siya sa humans.
Oh my God, so relevant.
Oo. So,
Ako nung sabihin. Alam mo, oh my God. So,
Hindi, kasi isipin mo, kailan pa yon. Pero ngayon, mas napag-uusapan siya. 'Di ba? Hindi siya, it's something that was ignored before it became a global catastrophe. Oh, anyway, go ahead.
ayun. So,
Sorry.
So, nung nalaman ko yung MD-PhD program, tapos, I think, nakapag-NMAT na din ako nun. So, kasi nga bio, parang like what
Bio
Mark
kayo lahat?
said. Actually, bio.
guys.
pero ikaw lang hindi bio.
Ay, oo nga.
Actually,
Sorry.
I think represent ng different campuses din.
Ay, bongga.
Wow, love it. Manila.
Manila, Diliman, LB.
Visayas.
Visayas.
I love it. Lasal. Oh, galing. Okay.
Ayun. So, tapos yun, nalaman ko yung MD-PhD program. Tapos, so actually, nung nalaman ko yung MD-PhD program na may dual degree, kasi yung trajectory ko sana magma-masters, tapos mag-PhD. So, parang, sabi ko, uy, meron palang dual degree na program. So, mga third year, fourth year, going fourth year pa lang ako. Gusto ko na talaga mag-apply. So, nag-apply ako ng College of Medicine because of the program. So, gusto ko talaga
Target.
mag-MD-PhD.
I'm so happy for you. Ay, sorry.
So,
Alam mo yung may kilig moment na, okay, this is what I want. Parang, cool.
May
So-
range tayo, no? From naisipan to sinadya. Which is good, di ba?
so actually, dalawang med schools lang yung pinag-applyan ko. St. Luke's and...
Kasi may molecular medicine
Oo,
sila.
so, yun yung sinagot ko actually sa
Masters.
ano nila, na parang, because may research priority din, kasi I really wanted to do research sana. So,
Yung kuya ng ex ko, ng molecular
Oh,
medicine.
so,
Sorry, share ko
ex,
lang.
ba? Singit yung ex.
Okay, so, sa'yo, you had role models to help you.
oo, meron.
Isa din yun kasi when we're asked what we want to do in life, sometimes we have such limited role models to look at. So, I guess, kayo rin ba? Ikaw, Timmy, may role model ka ba? Or meron din? For MD-PhD
before,
or as a scientist, ganyan. Meron ba?
Well, before entering the program, I have to be honest, wala. Kasi it was really super random for me. But throughout going through the program, I think parang I gained so many mentors, learned so much from other people na nagkaroon din po ako eventually ng mga ganong people in my life. And that's mainly why I think we also started our own podcast. Pinasok ko na.
I love it. You're the role models now. Ang galing.
It's that, and also we wanted to keep talking to people.
yes.
Because we were like, ay, graduate na tayo, pwede pa ba magpa-mentor? So we were like, sabi natin in the guise of a podcast.
Yeah, actually kasi that was like what was lacking for us then before, kasi we didn't have, I mean, at least for me, I didn't really have that parang
Mentorship.
person na I could ask a lot of questions, kasi I mean the research community is not very big.
Yeah.
So everyone knows everyone, and then very small lang yung community. So I mean the number of people you can ask actually is very limited. So at least parang I wish I had that person na that could have told me what it's like to be a scientist, and if I really wanted to be a scientist to begin with. Kasi otherwise, I mean, I don't know if my decisions would have changed, pero at least I think at least I needed that person probably.
So
Or a
perfect.
mentor.
What are you doing now after the program? Para, syempre, 8 years is a long time. But after that, you have to face the real world. So, give us, short idea of what you do. You don't need to mention particular places. Pero what are you doing right now?
I'm a faculty member right now at UP College of Medicine. So I think I get to live that out kasi there's the teaching aspect. So you really teach. Actually, in my lectures, naglalagay ako sa dulo lagi ng mentoring 101. So parang I would tell them, this is not related to the lecture. And then I tell them it's because when I was in your place, I wished merong ganito. And then there's the research aspect wherein you also get to mentor again. You get to become a research advisor, which is still something super new to me, kasi parang feeling ko, advisee pa din ako kasi my mentor is still in the college. So parang feeling ko minsan I'm still the junior, but now I have to step up to that role of advisor. And then there's, I also work as a physician. I still do clinics kasi parang feeling ko hindi complete kung puro research, puro academe.
So, sa'yo parang academe, clinics, and still research. Okay. Ikaw.
Me, I'm a scientist in so my field is infectious diseases. So I'm currently more of laboratory side, pero mix of clinical also and laboratory. So we're trying to understand all aspects of infectious diseases. So we try to improve the diagnostics. Like we try to understand what are the needs in the Philippines, like what diseases are prevalent in the Philippines, what infectious diseases are common among this certain population, and we try to improve the diagnostics and also understand more of the like patients, what are the demographics of the patients, or what factors contribute to their worsening or improving. So I kind of have a mix of, I'm not in the academe, so I'm and in the hospital setting. So it's a mix of really patients and laboratory. So I tried to merge the two aspects in. Kasi I have like a strong background in laboratory, but not really in the clinical side. So at least I can provide that insights to clinicians also.
So
Like
I guess
the
isa yun
laboratory.
sa tulong sa program, no? You get
Yeah. The
clinical and the
understanding of the
scientific
clinical.
side,
Yeah,
di ba?
yeah.
Kasi, of course, anyone could also just pursue PhD after medicine. That's also a possibility. You can take the MD and then kung di ka sure dun sa PhD pa, MD ka muna and then PhD ka after. It's still a possibility and
Yeah,
people
yeah,
have done that. But at least medyo integrated
Yeah,
kasi
yeah,
sa
yeah.
program nyo.
Yeah,
Parang
that's
sila
what
kasi yung bridge eh.
Yeah.
that's what I'm kind of thankful for the program kasi I have the clinical understanding of the
Okay.
disease and also the laboratory side. So at least I know what laboratory tests are relevant to the patient at what ano pa yung pwedeng i-improve based on the need ng patient. So you're very immersed in the Filipino patients, so you know the resource limitations and how much the patient can shell out for diagnostics. So at least you factor that in also.
Tsaka there tends to be a dichotomy na kailangan may basic and clinical,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
actually go together.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
should
You can-
complement each other. Yeah.
You can integrate. It
Yeah.
depends on the person, the interest also. But yeah, it's possible.
What are you doing?
Ako so yung title is it's called a graduate fellow. I'm a graduate fellow of the DOST.
Ikaw din
Graduate.
kaka-graduate.
Graduate
ko lang,
from
diba?
fellowship.
Fellowship. Graduate fellow ko din.
Graduate fellow ako ng Department of Science and Technology, but I'm deployed to PGH, specifically the Department of Pediatrics sa Division of Nephrology. So the reason why I'm there is una yung research ko nung PhD was on nephrology. Tapos the goal of my deployment is una to sort of start a research culture in the field because it's one of the priority areas, kidney diseases. But there's very few people lang yung nag-research on it, especially yung mga translational medicine aspect. So yung goal ko is to build a research culture. I mean, kung ano man yung practical ways of doing that right now. So I'm still trying to navigate that. But yung mga day-to-day task is yung writing proposals. I also help yung renal fellows in their research kasi 'di ba in fellowship you have a required research. So I'm sort of the research advisor for now, and also if medyo renal yung research ng mga residents, I also get to help. And I also teach yung mga basic science topics. So I'm sort of also crossing over to the academe, but mainly just really trying to do research that is that has context in the clinic, especially in PGH. Kasi 'di ba we have lots of problems that we need to someone has to do it. So parang ganun. So I'm happy to be in a space where there are problems that still needs to be solved. So yeah.
Ang happy nila sa work nila, no?
Oo nga eh. Hindi, sasabihin ko nga, DOST and UP Manila, you did well.
For products. The byproducts.
I think this was what they had in mind naman when they started the
nung
program.
inisip nila yung program, no? Parang
Yeah.
tumama naman sila.
Pero sige, before we go into advice for those who want ganyan, ito lang, I don't want to end the episode without this. What are the challenges in it naman? Kahit isa-isa lang sa inyo. Just so we know na bukod sa program itself that has some limitations, research itself has its limitations, no? In the country, in the world, ganyan. So ano lang, mabilis lang from each of you. Ikaw muna dahil ikaw na nandiyan.
I mean, I guess yung challenge in research is yung uncertainty. I mean, you have to accept that there is that sense of uncertainty because you're literally finding out new things. And for example, for a planner like me, it was a huge stretch when I did my PhD because you literally cannot predict what my schedule will be like next week kasi as in for example, yung friends ko nung tatanungin nila, pwede ka ba lumabas nito? Parang ang sagot ko nun ay, hindi ko sure kasi depende kung mag-work yung experiment ko this week. Ganon. So, and it was a huge contrast for me because I just came out of internship na very structured kasi,
Yeah,
'di ba? So
yeah.
parang predictable ko I mean hindi mo alam kung anong exactly mangyayari pero alam ko next month I am rotation ako.
ka,
Oo,
Duty
duty
ako.
ako, pre-duty. So alam ko kung ano parang napaplano ko yung buhay ko. So as a planner, parang that's one of the challenges. So you have to to be flexible enough for you to navigate. So there's some level of emotional and
Preparation.
preparation. So kailangan mo i-prepare yung sarili mo na hindi talaga siya magiging madali. So yun, there I said it. Parang hindi siya madali. Especially during the time that you're doing the research kasi very unpredictable kasi you're asking a question na open-ended. So and that's part of research. So
Part of learning nga, sabi
so
ni Timmy.
kahit negative yung results mo, so parang
It's still a result.
it still is a result. So yan.
Sige, Mark, ikaw naman.
Ako siguro, one of the greatest challenges is the practical side. Kasi I think all of us trained abroad, so we get to know what it's like to train in an ideal setting where, if you need a specific reagent, you can just order. Tas the following day or even within the day, you can get it. Like, so parang very you feel like you're a real scientist kasi parang you
Galing nga
you can
diba?
ask questions and then you'll get answers right away kasi I mean all
Dito
the
kasi yung mga
resources.
admin work, no? Ikaw pa.
Yeah. So going back, parang it wasn't really part of the training na you get to experience what it's really like to be a scientist in the Philippines. Kasi I wasn't ready on the practical side. So you especially in the Philippines, the research culture is not as parang as funded as in other countries. So you get like definitely less funding and also the resources cost more than outside. So you get less funding na nga tapos the stuff cost more pa. So
Healthcare
parang
pa din, out of pocket pa din.
so parang the amount of work that you can do is really less. I mean in terms of like very groundbreaking stuff, probably you need like more resources than they would in abroad. So that's one of the challenges really. But I mean as a scientist, you have to be resourceful. You have to be innovators. So you parang it's a challenge for you to make do with what you have, which is the same naman in other aspects of life, not just in science, especially in the Philippines. So
And part of research is having a problem.
yeah, that yeah
Okay,
one
tama naman.
Tama na.
Proud ako sa'yo as a someone na hindi masyado gusto yung research.
Ay, bakit?
Na ipapasok mo
Poetic lang ako.
research problems.
Ikaw, Timmy, sige. Pick
I'll-
a challenge.
I'll echo what Mark said about resources, but because I think resources isn't just funding, but resources is also time. Resources is also the people.
Support,
So yes, so parang now that I'm teaching, I want to gusto ko maging infectious disease din kasi yung research ko. Infectious sa students yung love namin for research. But I see why it might be difficult for them to grasp that. We're so lucky we had resources. Parang may pumasok ka sa program, nandyan na agad yung funding, nandyan yung mga professors, parang you can pick a lab that you want to, etc. But for most, I guess, other MDs, that's not really the case. So parang kang, paano, di ba?
Sasabay mo sa maraming bagay.
Yes, and then you're going
Parang hirap
through
nga talaga.
med
Yeah.
school. At least in our setup, you're given once a week. Ano yung
Diba?
paano ka
Sa
magre-research
LU3,
ng
di
once a
ba?
week?
Yung free time ko, kasama ko yung daga. Di ba? Kasi yun yung research namin eh. Tapos yung grupo ko, wala namang masyadong interested. So ako yung nag-handle.
Tsaka, at least yan, nung med school may parang protected time. As you go up, nawawala yung
Sa
protected
fellowship,
time.
no?
Oo, parang, paano?
ang hirap
Kung gagawin to?
niya talaga. Yeah. Wala kang time.
And when I went to the US, I met there from, I think it's Cleveland Clinic. So, sabi ko, why are you in the lab? Parang, paano ka nag-research? Sabi niya, I have this whole year. She was part yun ng
Naol.
program nila na 1 year. But she's an MD. She's not MD-PhD. And it's just parang an elective. It was just a requirement.
Na
So I
1
was
year?
like,
Bongga.
yeah, something like that. So parang sabi ko yun talaga. Tapos siya, it's Cleveland Clinic. So parang ang dami niyang choices of labs to go into, see what they're doing, and then be part of it. So I wish we had that. Yung resources po talaga.
I guess, yun nga, echoing din about resources na kailangan kasi may recognition that it's not like something that just should be, dapat kaya mo yung gawin with everything you're doing. Kasi talagang, if you know that you have these problems to answer, to solve, may recognition dapat na hindi kaya ng isang tao lang yan. And if we want good quality research, we have to put time, effort, space for it, di ba? Yan. Parang healthcare.
Totoo.
Pero sige, now let's give some advice to listeners who kahit hindi necessarily mag-MD PhD because again, you can still research as a physician. Diba? Anong mabibigay niyong tips, encouragement, or ano ba? Words of wisdom. Oo.
For those who are interested or currently pursuing research.
Mamili ka ng mauna.
Okay, si Mark na lang.
Siguro, I'll talk na lang in the perspective of a Filipino scientist.
I love it.
Kasi, a Filipino researcher. Kasi, I mean, the common thing about the Philippines is, in Philippine research, is the severe lack in data. So, for instance, if we, especially now that I'm working on a lot of infectious diseases, and it's not very popular, it's not a very popular field in, at least in research. Kasi, I mean, although it should be.
Yeah, I'm surprised you said that.
Kasi feeling kasi we're going to non-com. And then, communicable
I mean,
diseases
definitely,
is not...
I mean, like for instance, cancer is
it's
definitely
cooler,
much
diba?
more popular, or even
First world
neurodegenerative problems or NCDs. Pero kasi laging problem about what I encounter is the lack of data. So we don't know a lot of there's still a lot of things that we don't know about our diseases, especially as a very resource limited country. So my advice is, regardless gaano ka small yung contribution ng research mo, as long as you're producing new data, I think that's enough. Kasi whatever it is that you're contributing something, at least to push the boundaries of knowledge. And just trust that at some point someone will pick up on your data. Kasi that's very common. I mean, probably in like a couple of years someone will continue your work. And yeah, kasi what I see from trainees is they don't really see the value in their work. Pero it's not. I mean, as a researcher, we need data. So for us to be able to build new knowledge, we need data from the past. And as long as it's the research design is good, and the data collection is good, and the analysis, even the analysis is fine, pero at least how you collect data is okay. I mean, someone will pick it up, and just trust that it's going to make a difference at some point. Not now maybe, pero at like probably like years or even decades, it will make a difference.
Diba? Nakakakilig kaya pag sinasite ka. Na para bang may point yung sinabi mo.
Hindi, pero kasi totoo yung super lacking yung data kasi. So, alam mo yung ililista mo lang, ilan yung nagkaganito.
Yeah.
Malaking bagay
Yes.
na yun.
It's a big thing. Yeah. Even the prevalence, it's a big thing.
Ikaw, your advice.
Ako siguro, I mean, siguro mainly to for those who are already doing research, pero definitely even for those who want to go into research. I think one of the most enriching parts of our training kasi we were able to go abroad. So siguro ako, I encourage Filipino researchers to see what's out there. But, you know, like not just plainly saying na, guys, go abroad. So, pero ako, I think parang going or training abroad with the mindset of bringing something back. Kasi, you know, it's a different perspective that you bring in when you go international. And research is, it's a universal language. So maraming pwedeng nag-ask din ng same na question that you're asking, maybe just in a different context. And you can join the conversation with the context that you have. So it's really important. So kasi parang we should also have the visibility in the international community, especially in health, because there are perspectives that only, are known to us in our context. So otherwise, di nila malalaman. And also, at the same time, you also go there thinking na these things could also be applied. Kasi, for example, when we talk about standard of care, di ba? Parang sometimes when we're lagging behind the new technologies that are out there, when we cannot offer those things to our patients, sometimes diba, it becomes a disservice to them. So we have to also be updated to the things that we can offer to the people. So that's why I encourage people to train abroad and to see what's out there, and with the mindset of bringing it back, so that na ano yun, parang kaya din pala natin to gawin sa Philippines. And I think actually yun parang yun yung one of the things that really enriched our perspective and our training. Now when we came back, I mean, definitely there are frustrations in that area, because pagbalik mo yun nga parang doon same day delivery, pero parang dito parang same year. Same pa rin naman. Same. Pero yun,
At least umabot.
pero 'di ba, at least you get to experience that, na tapos pwede mo siya i-tailor when you come back. So yun, train abroad, but always, think about your country. So it sounds really patriotic, but it really is important kasi ayun, parang join the conversation and bring the context of the Philippines with you. So
Okay,
nakakaya.
Parang, ang ganda nga kasi, alam mo yun, with all the conversations of going abroad, it's so easy to just, diba, ang ganda dito, dito na lang. Parang ang saya-sayang, ay dito na lang ako. Pero it really is important to somehow bring that, kaya nga kayo physician scientists, because somehow we have to bring back that kind of culture, not just the technology, but also the culture of prioritizing knowledge and research. Your last say?
Ang hirap naman. Ang gaganda na sinabi nila. But siguro when I give my advice, I have the MDs or even med students who are quite averse to research in mind. I like what Kuya just said, na join the conversation. But what I'm talking about is, parang, kasi when I was in med school, parang pag may research project, nung LU4, naalala niyo pa ba yung third?
Yes,
Pag may research
oo.
project, sabi nila, meron tayong MD-PhD sa group. So, sa kanya lang. So, bakit ganon? So, and I think that's a mix of yung intimidation, na siya yung magaling sa research, so siya na walang ganon. That's what I also tell my students, walang ganon. Everyone can contribute to the research, and the research doesn't always have to be molecular. Right now, I'm enrolled in clinical epidemiology. They do qualitative research, and I see the importance, and we are not trained for that. So if that's what you feel like you're good at doing, or dyan ka mas interested, do it. Doing CPGs, the systematic reviews, meta-analysis, we were also not trained on that. That's equally important. Parang I hope people just see the value in research and see where they can contribute. A while ago, you were mentioning yung mga sa dulo ng book not yet known. For me, ang favorite ko actually yung part ng CPGs is yung sa mga dulo, yung mga parang
Research
weak pa yung
implications.
Yes,
weak pa yung evidence dito kasi wala pa to. And the CPG is local. So parang sino pa ba mag-aaral niyan? They will not study that abroad. It's our problem. So dapat tayo mag-aral niyan, and it will not always fall on the MD-PhD.
that's true.
So everyone has a role, and I really feel like they jump in. Parang ganun.
Sa mga groupmates niya. Sorry kayo. Pero I like that, and I think it has a lot to do with the packaging of research kasi na parang a lot of people become averse to it because it's kind of villainized as a requirement. If you don't do this, it will be to your detriment, ganyan. Pero
Or something very complex.
yeah, or something very intimidating but maybe as people who are in the position to influence, yes. Pero as people who can talk to students, med students, researchers, young researchers, I guess we have to cultivate that research is really curiosity in flair. Para siyang
On steroids.
tsaka para siyang like this insatiable thirst na kailangan masagot ko tong tanong na to. Or the recognition na we don't know this yet, it has to be answered. It's also, I don't know if it's too out there to say, but it's a kind of activism. Wow! Parang research is a kind of activism because we refuse to accept na hanggang dito lang tayo.
Yes. You're always very skeptical about the evidence. Kasi
Yeah.
otherwise, I mean, there won't be any innovations if you're not skeptical about what we know.
It's not just looking for something new, it's something against what we're already doing.
Yes.
And that can be a good thing, a bad thing. It's all part of us examining our human story. Okay na, tama na. Okay. So, last, may babatiin ba kayo? Mag-hi kayo sa mga tao.
Oo. Tsaka nabanggit nyo na kanina that you want, parang you're doing a passion project ba siya or
Yes.
something that that you
I-promote
want
nyo na.
you want to be mentors.
It really is a passion project.
Kasi parang when you were young, you were looking for mentors. So, go.
You're here now.
Ayan, so we also have a podcast. It's called Dear Future Scientists. So yung vibe niya is it's sort of a letter to future scientists na we want to tell them, like what Mark was saying, the things that we wish we had known before going into science. So our guests, we talk to established researchers, talk about their stories, and parang hoping that would give ideas to the listeners about the future or ano ba yung mga ginagawa, yung mga practical things. We also ask about yung mga yung takes on handling your personal life even as a scientist. So ayun, it's called Dear Future Scientist.
Where are you available?
We have a Facebook page and an IG, but you're free to listen to us on Spotify. So
Love it.
Think kailan ba yan or ano ba ang mga ano nyo?
Pag natripan. We try to do it once a month.
our goal is to have one released every month. So yeah.
So, kung nabitin kayo sa episode na to, listen to their podcast
Yes.
para we keep the conversation going.
That's true.
Oo naman.
Totoo. Segue ka na.
So, thank you ulit. Thank you sa
Thank
inyo.
you. Thank you
so
for
much.
inviting
Thank you for
us.
what you do. I mean, and thank you for inspiring others to do the
I
same.
hope we inspired people.
You too. You did. Ako na-inspire nga ako.
So, yan.
Kung kayo, I hope, if you like this episode, please follow Kwentong Column Podcast on Spotify, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We drop new episodes every Monday, 5 p.m. Highlights every Monday, 7 p.m. pala. Tapos, highlights every Tuesday.
7 ba? 5? O sige.
Ay,
Pag nalilate,
5 pala.
7.
Pag nalate ako, 7.
You can also follow us on social media for more chika and updates. We're Kwentong Callroom Podcast on Facebook and YouTube, at Callroom Podcast on Instagram, X, perfect. At Callroom Podcast on Instagram, X, Threads, and TikTok.
You can also join our Discord community, Callroom Tambayan, our official community server where you can join us at iba pang mga ka-callroom.
So each week, meron din tayong question of the week. That we post every Friday. Ano ba yung consistency? Every Friday, 12 p.m. So makisagot sa question to keep the conversation going.
Oy, pero totoong every week tayo may episode. Proud ako
Totoo
doon.
naman.
Oo,
Totoo
totoo
naman.
yan. At kung meron kayong questions, concerns, and chief complaints, pwede pa rin kayong mag-submit sa kwento mo sa Callroom, a Google form where you can submit your questions to us. Kung mapili yung kwento nyo, pwede namin sagutin in one of our future episodes here on Kwentong Callroom Podcast. To submit, find the link on our social media pages.
And if you want to reach us via email sa mga brands or collabs, you can reach us at kwentongcallroom@gmail.com.
That's kwentongcallroom@gmail.com. Nakakatawa. Pag may sasalita, nagtuturn yung head nila.
Ganito yung na-ring show po.
So, thank you ulit.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
With that, I'm Ella.
And I'm JV.
And this has been Kwentong Callroom.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.